So there was always my plan to always bring back Thomas and Friends. It was one of my favorite shows to do on YouTube. It was the first one I ever did for 4 seasons. Originally the plan was for 5, but the show got canceled, and I'm gonna tell you the truth. The show was canceled after I started production on the Cars series, and pretty much that went a little bit downhill. So now today I will talk about the plans that Thomas and Friends was gonna come back. During the time of developing the Car series or doing around the Car series, there was always plans to bring back Thomas and Friends. I am no joke. There was plans to bring back Thomas and Friends. The Car series was doing successful, and I'm like, you know what? I want to bring back the Thomas series some point of time. And yes, the original plans were really simple. So season 5, I quietly renewed season 5 to come out in 2020. And the first episode was the original, the only firefighter. What happened to those? What happened to those other episodes? Well, and then there was supposed to be another episode to follow up to the only firefighter. Was called the Search and Sodor Rescue Center, where we would basically got to see the 2 engines just basically get their fire extinguisher, their own fire station. Yeah. And there was supposed to be another episode introducing called The New Engine. And then we'll basically bring in Rebecca. And she was going to have her own few episodes, was Rebecca's Revenger, Rebecca to the Rescue, and Rebecca and the Troublesome Trucks. Those are the other few. And yes, this was all going to tie into Big World, Big Adventure. Sure, but I will say this again. I will explain what happened to the original Big World, Big Adventure. Sure, and unfortunately, season 5 didn't come out the way, because after Sonic Adventure's production, it meant to tell me there's no need to bring back Thomas, and it's going to set up for failure. Hold on a minute. In 2021, I said, you know what, Sonic Adventure has came to an end, and there's no more to do with that, because that was never getting a season 2. Originally, it was plans to have a season 2, but I'm like, you know what, I didn't even like that show, how it turned out. I didn't even like the show, how it turned out. So, so what was the next step? So the next step after this was trying to bring it back again. In the 5th season, originally, was going to start with a new, different way. The only firefighter was going to be, the episode was going to be from the original season 5. So different episodes were going to approach, because we were going to take this right after Big World, Big Adventure. So pretty much after Big World, Big Adventure, it was going to be before Big World, Big Adventure. It was the original episode was called The New Engine. And after The New Engine was going to come out, we were going to get a Stanley episode called Stanley in Charge. A remake of one of my episodes was, and I was going to remake one of my episodes were from season 2. Heat Wave, Heat Stroke. No, it wasn't. I really didn't want to do that one. Snow Hazard. And it was basically going to be a snow episode. And basically same thing. The Rebecca episodes was Rebecca's Trucks, Rebecca and the Express. Then we were going to get a James episode and a remake of a season 21 episode I was going to do called 2 episodes were going to be centered around my remake of The Fastest Red Engine on Sodor. And originally, yes, The Fastest Red Engine, Rosie's Glow Up, was actually going to be the one I wanted to do to explain the whole origin story when she turned from pink to red. And The Fastest Red Engine on Sodor. And then the last episode was going to tie in with Thomas finding out, called Thomas's World Explorer. And basically Thomas will find out about and just went around the world. That leads into the next season, where Thomas would go around, coming back from around the world, and Sodor would be famous. And he basically would be famous from going all the way around the world, called Thomas's Fame. And the characters will appear like Nia, and that's it. And then basically Nia will join it. Nia will got a couple episodes called Nia's Adventure. Count on Nia. So we're gonna remake that one. Count on Me was gonna be a lot different than some bullshit number episode, but like Thomas was gonna break down. He needed him to take the passengers on Thomas's branch line, and basically that's how the episode was gonna be. And then same thing, another, and it'll be called Diesel 10 Returns. Yes, a Diesel 10 episode was planned. I really wanted to do that one so badly, and it was gonna be a 3-part episode. And then it will be, then the next episode will center around about Duck. A Duck episode. And that was it. The next season was gonna be another season. And in the last episode was called Thomas's World Journey, where there was been articles about Thomas going around the world, and then basically, yes. This means the next season had no Thomas. So basically right there, he was gonna leave Sodor and not been back for another season. For a half of the season. And half of the season's characters would have been focused on Stanley. Yes, so Stanley. So we will bring back Lady and Stanley. And basically these episodes was called Stanley and the Branch Line. And basically Stanley was going to run the branch line. And basically it was going to be a whole episode about Stanley. Our second episode arc will have been about Percy. Percy's episodes will be dealing with not having Thomas, and basically not that. Then there would have been a James episode. And basically with the James episode, it would have been a lot about James not liking doing Thomas's job since he is visiting World Railways. There would have been another Rebecca episode. Rebecca and Gordon episode where Gordon gets fed up with Rebecca. And basically there would have been a Percy and Ania episode. Yep, so you were seeing what we're going with this. And then there would have been another episode about Thomas coming back home. And there would have been another episode about Henry. And that would be it for the season. And there would have been another movie called The Great Discovery, a remake of The Great Discovery. And then next up would have been the last season. And the last season in general would have been evolved around Nia's going home. And yes. And the next season would have been probably the last, or who knows. But there was a few episodes I wanted to do for the next couple of seasons. It was called Nia's Home, where Nia will actually want to go back home because she's actually missing Kenya. And like, to tell you this, she'd rather go travel the world instead of staying on Sodor. And basically Thomas, this is like her own journey, and saying the same, like, I'm sorry, and Nia wants to go. And basically Thomas, there have been an episode called Missing Nia, and then a narrow gauge episode, 6 narrow gauge episodes we're gonna focus on. And then there was gonna be one episode called Thomas Meets the Royal Queen in the Royal Engine. And it was going to be a 3-part hour episode to be focused on the main team beating the Queen. And basically the final episode of that season would have been a new Shed, and he would join the Steam team. Rosie would have been in the Steam team. Rebecca would have been in the Steam team, and Nia. And basically after that, it was gone. But, oh well, that was all my original plans for the Thomas series. Let me know. And P.S., Thomas is also coming back again, but with shorts, October 1st. Now you get to see some of those uncanceled episodes and movies. Yep, so have a great day, and thank you for watching this video.